everyone, this is Prince Watercress, and welcome back to Let's Play The Lucky Dime Caper starring Donald Duck for the Sega Master System. We're going to Egypt for this one. And you can actually spend a lot of time in this level fighting off scorpions just by getting in their range of movement and just hitting them with a hammer or a jump, if you're good enough with a jump. And also finding a lot of power-ups in the pyramid as well. When you're on this first section, you also want to keep your eyes on the sky because bats. Also, you don't want to spend too long on the quicksand because if you do, those beetles at the bottom are going to hit you. And that's the bat that I usually keep missing, but I usually see him before I go too far. Once you make it to the pyramid itself, you're almost there. All you have to do is just keep going to the right, and you'll go on in. When we get inside the pyramid, we will have these little tubes shooting out spears. As long as you don't dally around too much, they won't be much of a problem. And as for these green blocks that come down from the ceiling, just keep going to the right and don't stop. We'll go past all of them. Might as well go ahead and take advantage of the invincibility that I get here. And go into this door. Now, we'll be coming across some chests when we go into this room. And you want to hit them one at a time. Some of them will be mimics that turn into enemies, evil treasure chests when you hit them. When that happens, you want to put yourself in a position to hit them, and hit them. The best part about these rooms, however, is that you can go into them again and again. So you can keep getting the power-ups that you need, especially the extra lives. Also, I should have hit that scorpion before I went into that door a second time, because that scorpion still hit me while I was entering the room. And that's a pretty bad way to not only get hit, but also to die. And I nearly did it again there. But I keep going into this room because there's actually a thing that I want. No, it's not invincibility, though that would be nice and allows me to just jump, or rather run into the treasure chest to open them. But it's actually something else, and it's something we haven't seen the entire game, and there it is, the flying disc. The flying disc is actually a multi-range weapon. You can use it up close, but you can also use it far away as well. The more stars you pick up, the more speed the disc is going to have when you throw it. Also, I am really piling on those extra lives. And you can't carry more than 9. The game only shows 9, but you can have more than 9. So in case you have more than 9 and you die, it'll still show 9 for the amount of lives you have left. Now here, you want to nudge a little bit to the right. I accidentally messed up there. So I go back in there and try to get the flying disc again. And I get hit by the scorpion while entering the door, and I die. However, because I entered the door, the game treats it like a checkpoint, and I end up back here anyway. And then I accidentally grab the hammer because I keep forgetting that when you start a new life, the game remembers which weapon you had last, but thankfully I managed to get the flying disc right away. Never mind the ceiling in these rooms, you won't actually be crushed by them. Anyway, here you want to nudge a little bit to the right until you get those 3 blocks that fall side by side, and then when you see them fall to the ground, you want to run straight to the right and enter this room. We got a lot of quicksand here, as well as a couple of bats. Don't want to go too low. And you definitely want to jump up here. And I run right into a scorpion there, but that's alright. I do manage to get a weapon, albeit the hammer instead of the flying disc like I want. And then we enter this room, where all these big blocks will drop down. And we're going to have to wait for all of them to drop before we can make our way to the next area. If you get hit by these blocks, they won't kill you. Rather, they will just do 1 unit of damage, I believe. I guess you could call it a unit of damage. And I really dodged a bullet there, but thankfully, I knew what was going on. I knew where the blocks were kind of going to land to some extent. That's one of the ways the blocks will be set up. There's another way that the blocks are set up, and I'll show that off in the edit of this video. Matter of fact, I'll show it off after the end now that I think about it. But we have the mummies here. You can actually jump on the mummies to stun them, and you can jump over them. And whenever they enter a coffin, you can go past them. Also, I died again going into this room, but thankfully, I get to come back in this room. With my hammer, too. Just want to keep going forward, swing your hammer in the air when necessary, avoid the snake as well, and you want to grab the key and jump onto that platform if you need to. Now we're going to go to the right. The second and fourth doors lead to these treasure rooms. The first and third lead to nothing. And I'm going to use the opportunity to go into these rooms, try to get the flying disc back, get some more stars, try to get some more lives if I can, like I did right there. And when I come out, I want to run back and forth so I can center the screen again, even though there won't be really much in our way. And I go into the fourth room just to show off, hey, this is a treasure room. And it's a good thing I did, because I got yet another extra life out of that. And I want to see if I can get some more stars. I want to get 4 stars for the upcoming boss battle. That would be great. And thankfully, I get it just before I leave the room. So now it's time to let the bat run into my feet like that. And since we have the key, we can enter that door. If you die after getting the key and before you enter the door, you have to get the key again. Just so you guys know. Now, if you don't have a weapon, you have to jump up there with the snake, using the snake's head as a platform, and then jump on the crow. You can't spend too long on the snake's head because the snake's tongue will hurt you. Doesn't look like it can, but it will. You're better off just fighting this boss with the flying disc anyway, because, believe it or not, you can hold up and press button 1 with the flying disc to attack enemies above you, which is a really nice thing to do here because it makes this battle a lot easier. Also, it should be self-explanatory that the snake spits a little breath at you that you can easily avoid. And thankfully, this boss goes down rather easily with the flying disc, and we now have the second of the 3 lucky dimes. And we have 1 stage left to go, and that is Antarctica. So we're going to be going there for the final lucky dime. First enemy you're going to meet here are these little tiny yetis. Some of them will walk towards you and then turn around and shoot this little ice projectile that's kind of hard to see when they do. Other times they may go forward after that. Some of them will slide towards you. The ones that slide towards you are the easiest to beat, because you can just wait for them to come your way and then jump on them. Now you'll probably notice the snow that falls every now and then. If the snow falls to the left, you're going to be pushed to the left. If it falls to the right, you're going to be pushed to the right. There is actually wind in this section, and you want to wait for the snow to fall in the direction you want it to go, so that way you can go past pits like this. Be sure to watch out for the swordfish that jump up and down too. Thankfully, those swordfish are pretty easy to avoid. And I'm going to wait for the snow just in case. That jump to the left, you can easily make without the wind, but the one on the right, you can't. You gotta use the wind for those. There's no way around that. And now we enter a cave. I'm going to farm a star off of this enemy. Just go back a little bit, make it respawn, and then grab the invincibility. So I can take care of the snowman super easily. And I'm going to take advantage of the invincibility to get 1 star. And then farm off of this guy. If you go too far to the left, that snowman enemy that I fought will come back. So you don't want to go too far. So once again, I'm going to be grabbing 5 stars, because we're going to be facing another one of those snowmen. The reason I'd rather have invincibility is because if you try to fight it with a weapon, it's really difficult. As a matter of fact, my first attempt at doing this video, I accidentally glitched the game. I'll show that off at the end. Now, we got 2 more snowmen, but we don't need invincibility for this one. Just wait for the snowman heads to fall down from a safe enough distance, and then just hit the thing with a flying disc or the weapon of your choice. You can fight it off with a hammer, I don't care. Because you're going to fight another one of these anyway. Fight them off like you did the last time. And then you'll finally be at the end of this level already. This is the final section. We're already at the end. Now it's time to fight the boss. The boss will send these frozen ice blocks at you, and you can destroy them. I tried finding this guy with the flying disc for the first time in this because I never did it in the practice run. I never had the weapon, or I had the hammer. And if you're gonna fight this boss with the flying disc, 1, let the ice block move back and forth for a little while. Thankfully, you can destroy it with a jump or with a weapon. So that way, you can let the boss dive bomb you, and then you can jump on the boss accordingly. And if you're gonna hit the boss from that height, your best bet is to hit 1 and 2 at the same time. You'll be able to usually throw your weapon, your flying disc, at the proper time, at the proper height. This is assuming you have, I think, 2 stars, like I did here. But yeah, your best bet is to just let the ice block just be there for a while, and then let the enemy do the dive bomb. And then you can jump on their head, go to the other side. Just do it that way. That way you're not wasting a whole lot of time. Now that we've got all 3 lucky dimes, Donald grills these crows on where Scrooge's lucky dime is. You'll find out that Magica DeSpell has taken it to her castle, and that's where we'll be going next time. So join me next time where I go through Magica DeSpell's castle. Until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching! Here's the other block configuration for this room. Here the blocks will cover the entire first level, as usual. From here, you may notice the blocks stack up in the middle like this. 3 high after the first level. If that happens, you want to make your way to the right. Make your way to the far right. That will be 2 blocks tall. You want to stay at the far right until all the blocks fall. Which is what I should have done. And here's that glitch involving the snowman. I'm going through the stage as usual. Everything's good, everything's fine. But I didn't use the invulnerability glitch. Instead, I let these blocks spawn first by going far enough to the right. I knock them down, then I throw the disc, move forward, and then it hits the spot the snowman is supposed to be while it's spawning, and the game can't tell if the snowman is destroyed or not. As a result, this happens. So, that's it for the extras for this video. I didn't expect to have extras for this video after the end of it, but that's what the Let's Play process does sometimes. Anyway, join me next time where I take on Magica DeSpell, go through a castle, and get that lucky dime that Scrooge had once and for all, and finally beat this game. See you guys later.